Hello, beautiful friends. It's Tracy here. Thanks so much for joining me today on my YouTube channel. I'm really excited to share a little swatching video with you, but as usual, it'll be a swatching video with a little bit of a twist because I seem to be unable to complete a whole video where I'm just swatching squares. Something to do with my ADHD brain. I like to actually turn things into things. I've been doing this a lot lately, and I guess in a way it's helping me to connect with my really playful, loose inner child. So I'll show you a couple of things in a moment before we get started with these fabulous markers that were sent to me from Artx, ArrtX. They're acrylic markers. They are absolutely beautiful. They have a gorgeous brush tip and they don't require any pumping. The colors are vivid, vibrant. There's 36 of those colors. They're waterproof. You can use them on various different surfaces. They have great coverage. And I've actually already had a play with them because I had a workshop here in our hometown in Jervis Bay, Australia, and 16 of us actually used these all weekend long, and everybody was raving about them, and I'm pretty sure that just about everyone in that workshop jumped online and bought themselves a set. So I don't know about you, but I haven't had a lot of luck with Posca paint pens. Maybe I'm not doing it right, maybe I'm too impatient, but I seem to get one or two things happen. They dry out too quickly, or they just don't provide a consistent, even coverage, and they tend to puddle up. So I was really keen to find a product that wouldn't do that, and so far so good with these acrylic markers. So they do need a little bit of a shake before you get started, but honestly not too much, and you don't have to prime them or pump down with them. So let's talk about what I'm going to actually share with you today. I've been having a lot of fun over the last couple of years with our granddaughter Nora Luce, who is now 4. She just turned 4 last month. And over the weekend we were down at their house, which is about an hour away from ours, and our youngest granddaughter Maya turned 1. And we had just a beautiful, beautiful family weekend. It was the first really warm weekend of the season. So in Australia, we're coming towards summer now. We're at the end of spring, and it's been kind of cool. So it was lovely to have some beach time. We had a birthday party for Maya with little babies everywhere, and we had lots of little blow-up swimming pools set up in the backyard and umbrellas and cabanas. And it was just lovely. So when Nora and I are together, we often pull out the sketchbook and we will often just play around with marks. Sometimes she'll make a mark or she'll make a blob and then I'll turn it into something. So we've been having a lot of fun, and I think it's teaching her also that you can kind of make a mark and then use your imagination to see what it could become. So there are a lot of pages in this sketchbook that are purely Nora and I having fun playing and then seeing what I can make out of her marks. So that's really helping me kind of access my inner child as well. And I really want to get as free and loose as I can with my work. And so what I thought I'd do today is just start with a page that Nora and I had been playing on over the weekend. And I'll use this as my starting off point to swatch these beautiful acrylic markers. I'll just give you an idea of another page that I had done this on, this one here, which I really love. And it's just like placing a bunch of random birds, animals, butterflies, flowers, whatever I can kind of think of in the moment, whatever my imagination comes up with, without having a need for it to make sense, without it being anything that I'm going to sell or show the world. But I don't know, there's something here that I'm just really, really loving. So I'm going to have this one in front of me, and this is a great way for you to increase your own personal unique visual library of imagery as well. So, you can pull things around you. So I've pulled a few things out from our home. This beautiful little Madonna that I bought in Mexico, this little thrift store vase, and beautiful little stone owl, a little tiny chicken, ceramic chicken. So I've just pulled a few things out, and then I've also got that other painting reference near me, and I've got a whole bunch of things around me that I can see in my studio that I could also draw on if I wanted to, or if I start running out of ideas. So let's just get started. So oftentimes I want to try and swatch all of these for you. 36 colors, just so we can have a really good look at them. And we'll just see what happens as this little spread evolves. So I'm not going to think too much about it. Sometimes I'll talk and sometimes I won't. So this one, do they even have colors on them? They have numbers. So I don't actually see a color. I just see the number T160. I'm just trying to remember whether there was actually a sheet in here. There may have been a sheet in here that had the colors on it, but if so, I no longer have it. But let's just go, I don't know, it's not important to me anyway. So we're just going to start somewhere and see what happens. Now, as you can see, I barely even shook that. I didn't have to prime it, and it has really beautiful coverage. I wasn't struggling. There's no kind of, there's no lines, there's no streakiness. Let's pop some up here as well. Now these marks underneath were made with watercolor. So if I do go over the top, I may pick up some of that watercolor because watercolor is not permanent. I'm gonna, each one I'm gonna do 3 things with. Just play around with the line. So you can either use the brush on its side like this, or you can use it as a fine tip. Your choice. All right, we'll just put these ones over here when I've finished. Let's see, we've got this beautiful green, which is, it's kind of like an olive green. And they really are a joy to work with. Oops, I always do this. I always forget to I pull you in, then I forget to take you back out again. So let's do that. So they're really beautiful to work with. Nice and loose. I dare say that I'm not using these in the same way as a lot of other people would use them. I like my work to be really free. And I like surprises and serendipity. And I kind of like to work on pieces where I'm not controlling the outcome, where there's a sense of mystery and spontaneity around what the piece is going to be. Okay, this is a lovely mid-yellow. Let's just do a little bit of actual swatching with that. So you can see that it actually does pick up the watercolor underneath, and then that actually stains the tip a little bit. But it shouldn't really do anything to harm the marker. As soon as I've used it again, the watercolor is actually coming off. Now, can it layer up? Yes, it can. So here it's layering up over the other paint pen quite beautifully. So I'll just do something like 3 to 5 times with each color, and we'll just build the imagery on this page. Whatever color comes into my hand, let's just come over here Oh, that's gorgeous. What a beautiful matte opaque blue. Really lovely. Gorgeous vibrant red. Let's layer it up over the top of that fluorescent coral. Layer it over the top of that beautiful blue. You can see you can get quite fine with the tips. This gorgeous soft pink. So many beautiful colors. Like I said, this got a really good workout a couple of weekends ago. I have a feeling, we'll get to it when we get to it, but I have a feeling that the white may not be optimal. We were doing an exercise at the workshop that required a lot of white. So I think that with 16 of us using it heavily over the weekend, it may not be at its best. We'll see. Okay. Let's see. Let's do my little vase here. So I use paint pens in a variety of ways. I use them both on paper and on canvas, but generally I'll use them towards the later stages of a painting when I am coming in with detail and I need contrasting elements over the top, or I want to bring some patterned areas into some larger areas of solid or blocked color. So those are generally the times when I will bring the paint pens or pencil into a piece, whether it's on canvas or on paper, doesn't matter. Let's bring some black into the mix. Oh, just beautiful. It just glides on so easily. Another beautiful green. Look, I've been forgetting to even shake them up, and they just still are absolutely beautiful. So I'm using, this is a Royal Talens or a Talens Art Creations sketchbook. The paper is nice and smooth, it's slightly off-white, and I really love it. Just need that back because we need a little. There we go. Okay. It's coming along already. Okay, I like to put things down in threes, so let's just make sure we have another thing here. Maybe a little fish. Okay, this is a really lovely looking kind of, what color would you call this one? It's not an olive. Let's have a look and see what it, yeah, it's kind of like a, I don't even know what color you would call that one. Kind of like a pastel olive, I guess. More gray, or like a gray green. We have another green here. It's like a pastel kind of, let's see. Looks like a mint. Gorgeous. Maybe layer a little bit over here or bring in some line work. And we've got a beautiful kind of a golden yellow. Just, the colors are just so rich and lovely. I am actually super, super excited about these. And yeah, very excited to kind of bring them into my work more. So I really highly recommend that you do a little exercise like this. You know, just don't be so precious about how things turn out. Give yourself some time and space to create without worrying about what things look like. That's the beauty of your sketchbook, is that it's a space just purely for you. You don't have to show anybody if you don't want to. Here's a beautiful kind of like a, getting towards a hot pink. That combination with that, I don't know, I guess it's like that gray green. It's almost like a sage. Beautiful. Let's give this little one some under feathers. Oh, you know what I haven't tried yet? Now these are permanent, right? But sometimes when a material is permanent, there's actually a little bit, there we go, there's a little bit of time, a very small amount of time, where you can pull it around just a touch. So you can see that I was able to like pull that out just for a moment. Like as soon as it's dry, you won't be able to do it again, but very little bit there. No, completely permanent once you've actually let it dry for a little bit. But when you first lay it down, you can actually move it just a touch. Let's bring out this blue. Let's put it up against the other blue just to see what the difference is. And look at the coverage of them on the black. Like, that's amazing. Let me take you down and show you that. So just coming over that black, and it's just beautiful, beautiful coverage. Here comes my favorite color. It's a beautiful turquoise. Let's pop that over here. Such a wide selection of colors. Another blue. Let's see what other colors are left. I think we're about halfway through. And so much fun. Okay, let's see what else we can put on here. A little cup of tea. This is an interesting colour. Almost like a salmon. Very nice. Beautiful with the greens, you know, lovely to try those complementaries together. And give yourself some ideas for colour palettes. Cute little deer. I absolutely am in love with the way that they are layering up over the top of each other. And there's just so much potential here. Super cute little spread so far. Okay. Purple. I'm gonna admit purple is not my favorite color. I very rarely use it, but let's see. That's a beautiful purple. Let's pop it into a few places. It's funny how we have colors that we're really drawn to and then other colors that are just not for us. So this one's kind of like a soft lilac. This color I like. We have little butterflies over on this side. And let's pop one layer on our rainbow, and I think that will finish the rainbow. And then soften this purple as well. Nice. Got a nice bright orange. Ooh, oh, how lovely is that? That is gorgeous. Gorgeously gorgeous. Cute little birdie. Got another green here. Somewhere in between this green and this green. Coming in with a few greys as well. Neutrals are so important, especially if you're doing work that has a number of vibrant colors. Just bringing in some of those neutrals can really do two things. It can give the eye a quiet place to rest, And it can also tone down what can sometimes be a little bit too loud. So if you feel like, you know, that your painting is kind of an assault to the senses, it's often because you've got too many vibrant colors and no neutrals to kind of, you know, give that eye a resting place. Okay, loving this little fun page. Let's just do some more swatching over here. In fact, I'd like to do a whole big canvas just like this, I think. Maybe I'll do that one of these days. I think that would be super fun. Maybe layer up some neutral colors first and then come in with some tiny little drawings like this over the top. Could be fun. What do you think? Softer yellow here. Ooh, very nice. You can see the softer colors don't have as much opacity over the top of the others, but I like that transparent kind of feeling where one meets the other as well. Alright, we have like a coral red. Very cute. We have another soft pink. We have this beautiful coral color. Such a cute little puppy. Lots of neutrals, which is fabulous. Some are quite similar to each other. Let's bring the darker grey. Almost there. Beautiful little cream color. Like a very soft yellow. And then I'm just going to try the white. Remember I did say to you that the white may be on its way out. So let's have a look. I'm hoping that we can buy these individually. So yeah, it's still working. It feels like there's not as much in there, like it's not flowing as well. And if you have a look at the tip, I don't know if you can see the tip, it's actually quite dirty. So I think that the students have actually used it, and me probably, over the top of various other things. Probably, it's probably picked up some oil pastel, it's probably picked up some paint. So, you know, it's probably had a little bit of abuse. But we're still getting a line out of it. So yeah, it will be interesting to see whether they offer the individual colors for sale as well. We'll have to check that out. And then we've got 2 more grays. Beautiful, beautiful range of colors. I think this would be a fantastic addition to everybody's art kit. Just kind of moving around and seeing whether any of my little bits and pieces need an addition to them. So I've just got the 1 more grey, and oh, so nice, so nice. There's so much potential here, honestly. I'm very, very excited to use these and to see how they go on my canvases and on my larger pieces of watercolor paper, and you know what else I can kind of mix them with. Very, very, very impressed with these Artx markers, acrylic markers, permanent, glide on so beautifully. I have not had one issue with any of them like clogging or anything like that. They're a completely different product than the Poscas. But you have these beautiful, beautiful range of paint colors that you can use over the top of your other acrylics. I love them. I love them, I love them, I love them. So, highly recommend. Go get yourself some. I will put the link down below. I didn't even do this little one. Oh, I missed this little cutie. I'm going to have to pop her into another work. So I hope you enjoyed that, everybody. Please leave me a comment down below and tell me what you think. Tell me, I'd love to know if you kind of play around with this kind of imagery, or whether you ever let yourself really loosen up and try and find your inner child. I think it's super important to not take ourselves so seriously, and to experiment and to see, allow yourself to be in a place of just seeing what comes every now and again. Yeah, so I hope you have fun with it, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a fabulous day wherever you are in the world.